Hi guys, this is Module 6, Lesson 11. Today we will use square tiles to make an array. Hoy vamos a usar cubos para hacer conjuntos. So, just to review, an array is an arrangement of objects in rows and columns. Un conjunto está hecho de objetos en filas y columnas. So if I look at my array that we've had for a while, okay, here are my rows, 1, 2, 3, and here are my columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, but last week we learned about this type of array, which is just shaped like a rectangle, okay, and this one doesn't have any spaces in between my cubes like this array does, where you can see the rows, okay, but this one, if you look at the cubes though, you can still see that there is one row up top and another row here, okay, and just like this top array has columns and you can see the spaces in between the columns, this bottom one doesn't have spaces, but you can still see the columns. So here's 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns, 6 columns, okay. So hemos estado aprendiendo sobre los conjuntos que tienen filas y columnas. La semana pasada aprendimos sobre este tipo de conjunto que parece un rectángulo y que no tiene espacios entre las filas, así como este que tiene espacios, pero aún tiene filas. Aquí hay una fila y la segunda fila. Igual como este de arriba tiene espacio entre las columnas, este de abajo no tiene espacio, pero aún tiene columnas. Aquí hay una columna, 2 columnas, 3 columnas, 4 columnas, 5 columnas, 6 columnas. Ok, pero los dos se llaman conjuntos. Okay guys, so today we're just going to keep creating arrays using our tiles. So this says construct an array with 9 square tiles. So it's not telling me how many rows to draw or how many columns I need to have. It's not telling me how many squares I want in each row or in each column either. So you need to use your imagination, okay? If you have cubes like these at home, or maybe you want to cut some up from a sheet of paper, that's fine. If you don't, you can draw them. So first I'm going to show you using the cubes that I have here, and then I will show you how to draw your array, okay? So aquí dice, construye un conjunto con 9 cubos. Y no te dice cuántas columnas, ni cuántas filas, ni cuántos cubos en cuánta columna o cuántos cubos en cuántas filas. So lo que vamos a hacer es que vamos a usar cubos que yo tengo aquí. Si tú tienes en tu casa los puedes usar, o si quieres cortar cubos de un papel, está bien, pero si no, te voy a enseñar cómo a dibujarlos también. Okay, so if it says 9 square tiles, I know that I want 9 in total. And when we were learning about drawing equal groups, we knew that if we had 2 groups, we could just split up our objects into each one. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to start by making rows, okay? So first, I'm just going to put 1 cube down, and I'm going to start my row that's going to go across, and another row is going to go down below it. But I'm going to, if I only want 9, okay, I'm going to have to put 1 in each row as I move on. So I'm starting my second row. So I've used 2 cubes so far. Now I'm going to put this one up here. Okay, so now I have 2 in this top row, 1 in the bottom row. Now I have 2 rows, 2 rows of 2. My top row now has 3. My bottom row now has 3. Now I've used 6 tiles. I need to make sure that you don't leave any spaces in between them. Now my top row has 4 tiles. My bottom row also has 4 tiles, so now I have 8 in total. And my top row has 5 tiles and my bottom row has 4. But, so I used 9 square tiles, but my rectangle isn't correct because there looks like it's something missing here. And that doesn't mean I'm just going to take one of my tiles and move it there. Okay. I can't just move my tile there because then that's 10. So aquí dice que usen 9 cubos. Y así como los empecé a poner de fila por fila, cuando terminé, me quedaban 9. Usé 9 cubos, pero aquí falta uno. Y no quiere decir que le voy a poner otro más, sino quiere decir que tengo que mover estos. So, what I'm going to do is I need to move these around. So if I do that, let's think about it. I'm just going to start moving some down below to make a third row. And maybe that's going to help. Okay, so I'm not going to take any more. I'm just going to rearrange them. And look, now it looks like I have a rectangle or square here, and I've used my 9 tiles. So lo que hice fue que los moví, y ahora sí usé mis 9 cubos, y ahora tengo aquí mi conjunto. So I have 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows of 3, but I also have 1 row, 2 rows, 1 column, 2 column, 3 columns of 3. So my repeated addition sentence here is 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9. Okay, and if you're drawing them at home, okay, if this is what my array looks like, you can just draw it using squares. So here's 1 square, 2 squares, 2 squares, 3 squares, 4 squares, 5 squares, 6 squares, 7 squares, 8 squares, 9 squares. So both of these are the same, just if you have cubes, you can use that. If you don't, you can just draw it on your paper. Alrighty, so let's try another one. This one says construct an array with 10 square tiles. Dice construye un conjunto con 10 cubos. So same thing, I'm gonna start by taking my tiles and making rows with them. So I'm gonna start and just go across. So that's 2 squares, 3 squares, 4 squares. Try not to leave spaces in between them. 5 squares, 6 squares. So lo que estoy haciendo es moviendo mis cubos hasta que haga un conjunto con 10 en total. So llevo 6. 7 squares, 8 squares, 9 squares, and 10 squares. So this one worked out and I didn't have to rearrange them. Okay, so if I'm counting, I drew rows, so I have 1 row of 5, 2 rows of 5. My repeated addition sentence is 5 plus 5 equals 10. Okay, but if you're gonna draw it, same thing as before. All you have to do is just draw the squares. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I still have 2 rows of 5. Okay, but you could have done the same thing if you flip your rectangle, okay, into columns. This is what it would look like. now you have 2 columns of 5. Okay, so aquí igual, si lo volteas, aquí tienes 2 columnas de 5 y el total es igual a 10. Okay, guys, so go ahead and try this one out on your own. So you're going to pause the video. You're going to construct an array with 8 square tiles. And then click play once you're ready to check your work. Vas a construir un conjunto con 8 cubos. So pausa la video y regresa cuando estés listo para verificar tu trabajo. Okay, so I want to use 8 square tiles. Quiero usar 8 cubos. So what I'm going to do is, I know 8 is my total, and same as before, just start making your rows. Always start with 2 rows unless you need to rearrange them, like when we had 9, when we had to use 9 cubes. So siempre empieza haciendo dos filas, al menos que los tengas que mover así como cuando tuvimos 9 cubos. So here's 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there you go. So these are 8 square tiles. So aquí tengo mis 8 cubos. And just to check it, I have 1 row of 4, 2 rows of 4. Tengo una fila de 4, 2 filas de 4, así es que mi suma repetida es 4 más 4 es igual a 8. Okay, and if you were going to draw it, you could just draw 1 square, 2 squares, because I'm drawing my rows, 3 squares, 4 squares, 5 squares, 6 squares, 7 squares, and 8 squares. Ok, so igual si lo vas a dibujar, tienes que dibujar cada uno en tus filas, así como los puse aquí. So aquí tengo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, guys, you could have also made your columns, if you like columns better, and all you would have to do, your array would look like this. Your rectangle looks like this. So you still have, now you have 2 columns of 4. Okay, so si lo hiciste de esta manera, también está correcto. Tengo 2 columnas de 4. Alrighty, guys. So for your exit ticket on Class Dojo, you're going to solve this problem in your notebook and take a picture of your work to submit on Class Dojo. So construct an array with 12 square tiles, and it can look in a bunch of different ways already. So if you're working with a friend, maybe you're going to have it look like one rectangle and theirs is going to look like a different rectangle. And then you're going to write the repeated addition sentence. Take a picture and submit it on Class Dojo. Remember, guys, if you have some cubes at home, you can use that, but if you don't, you can make a drawing, that's fine too. So vas a resolver este problema en tu cuaderno y después tomarle una foto para entregar en Class Dojo. Construye un conjunto con 12 cubos y este puede hacer diferentes rectángulos, así es que si tú haces uno y tu compañero hace otro, se pueden ver diferentes maneras. Y luego vas a escribir la suma repetida. Si tienes cubos en tu casa, los puedes usar y le tomas una foto. Si no tienes cubos, está bien, puedes hacer un dibujo en tu cuaderno y le tomas una foto y lo subes. Okay? See you guys tomorrow.